Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be who will see the most snow this January 2018. As I'm recording this, it's 2017, but it's most likely going to be 2018 when you're going to see it, because I don't know if anyone will want to really going to watch my video in 2017 because there's New Year's. People have more important things to do than watch my videos. But just in case, guys, if you're watching in 2017, 2018, Happy New Year. Don't party too much out there. I know New Year's is notorious for partying, but spend time with your family and just take it easy out there. So, first off, let's look at the La Nina. The La Nina is likely exceeding 80%, guys. That's a very strong La Nina through the Northern Hemisphere winter 2017, 2018. And you could see November, December, January, February, a very strong La Nina. I mean, 80% and above. So, very strong La Nina. And now, the impacts of a strong La Nina, this is how it looks like January through March. This is an old picture. You can see it's from 2011, but it's one of the best, pretty much representers of what a strong La Nina looks like. You could see wet and above normal snow in the west, and especially in the northwest mountains. Seattle, I don't know if you're gonna see that much snow, because I do think you're just gonna most likely see more rain than snow. But I mean, chances are, if you're gonna see a lot of moisture and if you have a cold shot once in a while, then there's a chance of snow. So I think your chances are still above normal. And in the Midwest, more snow and cold. Alberta Clippers, strong storms that come from the south. They also bring a lot of cold in here because the cold persists. So all the rain turns into snow across here. And wintry mix / storms. I do think that there's going to be more storms rather than a wintry mix, because there's going to be a lot of, I think, Alberta Clippers are just going to come through, and then once they hit the coast, they're just going to develop into strong nor'easters. And that happens sometimes. Or also there could be just two disturbances that connect into a stronger, even nor'easter. There's a lot of possibilities for a northeast snowstorm, and I do think it's going to happen definitely this year, for sure. 2018 year, the beginning of it. And mainly dry and warm across the southwest and the southeast. This is parts of it, but I do think that this year the southeast will be rather moist with rain, and some places there is going to be some snow if it gets cold enough. And we also need to look at the PNA and the NAO and the WPO and the EPO. And the PNA is going to be positive, NAO is going to be positive, WPO is going to be mostly neutral / positive, so more on the positive side than it has been. And then the EPO is going to be negative. But you may be wondering, this isn't for the whole month of January, of course, but it's just showing you guys that it's pretty much just going to be the opposite of what has been. So what does this look like? In PNA pattern, positive PNA, which is going to be happening, means pretty much a positive slope of cold air across the eastern half of the nation and warm across the west. But a positive phase of the NAO means cold air locked up to the north and mainly warm across much of the country. So these two don't really agree. Then the negative EPO is cold pretty much across the whole entire country. And that again doesn't agree with the NAO positive. And then I think this is the positive PNA, EPO. No, WPO. This is the positive WPO, which is going to be occurring across the country. And again, this does not connect with the other two. So pretty much organic forecasting methods are useless, because they're just pretty much, as of now, they're useless, because, I mean, they're just contradicting each other. But so now we need to turn and look at what NOAA's saying, because again, NOAA's not the most trusty source, but they've been fairly right this winter. I got to give some credit to them, except Northeast, they haven't been right about this part. And I said that in the beginning of the winter and fall, I said that it's going to be cold across the Northeast, and I was right. So the only thing I disagree with this thing is I do think there's going to be cold, but a little bit farther south than they're saying, and the Northeast is going to be also in the cold. And I don't think the warm air will be this far north, stretching up. And I don't think there will be that much of it. And above average precipitation, I would say that a lot of this is correct, and almost, if not exactly correct. I'll just add a little bit more precipitation across the East Coast for above average, and across the plains. But overall, I would say that the southwest and the south, maybe not the southeast, but especially the southwest will be drier. And now this is the final January snowfall outlook after I've thought through this quite intensely. I finally came out with this. It may look like if it's didn't put in much work to it, but I actually, guys, tried doing through it, and this seems most likely that a lot of the north will have most snow this January, and I do think so because the pattern has been shifting from a more of a west and east to a just pretty much a north to south based pattern, or west to east based pattern, where the jet stream just um rides along the central of the country and doesn't really slope down into the way into the south and then goes back up like in a fashion like this. I do think that the jet stream is going to be more flat, and that will allow for more storms to ride along it, and bigger possible major storms are going to be hitting the Midwest, Upper Plains, and the Northeast. Also, I do think the Southeast has a medium chance of getting some snow because I do think that they'll have plenty of moisture, especially the northern parts of the South, and I do think that there's going to be some colder invading, so the colder could overlap the moisture, and that could induce some snow, freezing rain, sleet, a lot of those precipitations. So I do think there's a fair good chance that the South could see a snowstorm, and the Southwest, I mean, I think they'll see quite a bit of rain, but it'll just be so warm that the areas that see snow sometimes will most likely be seeing rain. But the areas in the mountains where there will be cold air, plenty of it, then they will see a lot of snow. But just the regular old areas where sometimes it snows, sometimes it doesn't, those areas won't see a lot because it will just be too warm. And Hawaii and Alaska, the same colors apply as these. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys just enjoyed this and learned something new. Please consider subscribing and liking the video, and see you guys in the next episode.